Another week.
Another week indeed.
More fuckery.
More coronavirus.
More police brutalities. And fatalities.
Fatality.
Also, today Breonna Taylor would have been 27. So, happy birthday to her and rest in peace.
Indeed. Your president's terrible.
You said what?
Your president's terrible.
I was about to get to that actually, as you were saying, and not my president. I'm living on anarchy right now.
That's your president. Your president is Trump. His Lambo is white. And Lord behold, white ain't even right.
Your president, maybe.
Ain't my president. I voted for Hillary.
the guy that's in office right now, I guess you can say.
45. Yeah, he tripping.
He's absolutely.
He tripping like big shoes.
Absolutely wildering. Okay. Controlled weather. All right. Yeah, let's.
What?
It's that time.
Controlled weather.
Controlled weather.
Oh, controlled.
So I had a post on Facebook. Apparently, the Washington Monument was struck by lightning last night. Right?
Yeah.
So I captioned it. I was like, "You asked me why I still believe in God. This and the largest flag in America, the one in Wisconsin, got torn to shreds." I was like, "Nature ain't that accurate, damn it." So somebody comments it and goes, "No, but controlled weather is." So I'm just not going to respond, right?
Don't even. That's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
No. Because I've noticed something that's been going on as of late for me, that I'll, post about something, and there's always somebody, one person in my friends list, that will try to challenge that shit.
That's what Facebook does. We want challenge.
In which I'll, log off of Facebook for a little while. I'll log back on maybe about an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours later.
It'll still be there.
That same post, and I'll look at the comments, and the rest of my friends list is just tearing their ass to shreds.
Yeah, that's how it works. You got loyal friends anyway.
Well, it's not even a matter of loyalty or anything like that. It's just a matter of, like, people really be out here looking dumb with their, thoughts and ideas. And it's like, it's people that claim that don't let the media control you or think for yourself. I hate people that say think for yourself, because I feel like when they say think for yourself, they mean they want to be as offensive as possible to show that they're different. I think that's fucking stupid. So for me, it's like, it's not even a matter of thinking for myself. It's a matter of understanding what the fuck's going on around you, and trying to, like, have an idea or grasp of what's going on around you. Because
45.
Not every goddamn thing is a government conspiracy. But everybody thinks that every goddamn thing is a government conspiracy. And at this point, I'm tired of arguing over it. So,
yeah, bro, you gotta find something else to put your energy into.
Well, not even that. Because at this point, I'm just starting to, like, question people's intellect. like outright.
Right.
And I've asked people the question because people that want to statistician their way into hijacking the conversation that black people are getting murdered by police at a alarming rate, and I just asked them, so do you feel the need to be included in this, or you just outright don't care about black people? Not one person has answered that question yet. You know what I'm saying? Food for thought. So,
well, they're not gonna want to tell you straight they don't care about black people. Unless you're that white chick. Unless you're that white chick from That's So Raven. The truth is, I don't hire black people.
Oh wow, I did not catch that moment in that show.
You didn't see that episode?
No, I did not.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, let me take you to a time where Disney Channel was real, okay? And they actually addressed stuff like this.
Oh, hold on, because they had the movie The Color of Friendship.
Yeah. When Disney Channel was real.
Oh, it was around that time, huh?
Right. You know how many movies they had that addressed like racial stereotypes? Color of Friendship. Gotta Kick It Up.
I didn't even look. I Gotta Kick It Up from that standpoint. Damn.
It was a movie.
I guess I was too busy gawking at America Ferrera.
It's a movie about all Latinas and they struggles that they went through in school. People make fun of them and stuff when they was yeah. It's all Latinas in the movie.
That's why. That's why I did not realize the plot of it. I gotta go back and watch it as
it's about Hispanic people. Si se mueve. Hispanic stuff.
Oh, okay, all right. It's coming back to mind actually.
Look at the Irish.
Now that I'm remembering the plot line.
You know, look at the Irish.
All right, it makes sense. Look at the Irish was a racial movie.
Yeah, it's talking about Irish stereotypes, making that man leprechaun and telling them how they. And at the end of the movie, it's like you don't need the luck. All your luck is in here. You know what I'm saying? It's about self-building.
That's very convoluted way to get to that point, but all right.
They did it.
They said they did it. That's your response to this.
Yeah, they had all kind of movies talking about self-image and you know what I'm saying, not being afraid to be yourself or who you are. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you don't see that.
To wrap up my point, it's the fact of the matter that I get tired of people trying to hijack the main point of the conversation with their, ideals and opinions and their think for yourself and so on and so forth, trying to offend people. It's like, are you trying to just like include yourself in the conversation, or do you just outright don't care for black people? And no one's came up with an answer for that. At any rate, so there's another example. I posted post regarding COVID and how ibuprofen could work as a, I guess not a cure, but as a remedy, like chemo to cancer, I guess you can say. I don't know. So I posted that, and then somebody I know was claiming that the whole coronavirus bit was fake, and I was pretty much like, say what you will, but this is the reality. like conspiracy theorize all you want, but this is the reality of it all. Bodies are dropping from this shit. So, then he came.
Why would the government want to find a way to give us free money?
So like, it just
and stop them from making money,
the
which
the
they
logic
tax
in
from
it
it.
is absolutely as astounding as 5G towers. Like, if you tore down the 5G towers, we would have no cell phone receptions. You fucking idiots. So with that being said, he was like, well, how come they're only uh, becoming positive after they're taking the test? Like, do some research, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, man, all right, and that was
How,
my response.
how are
My
you gonna
response,
know you have the virus if you don't get tested for it?
nah,
That's
my
like
response was just, all right,
that's
man.
like that's like going around your whole life like, oh, I might have HIV, but I don't got tested for it, so I think I got HIV. You just diagnosed yourself with HIV without getting tested?
I I just said, all right, you got it. I stepped off. I went to go pick up Kenneth from work, and went and did some errands. Came back, hopped on Facebook to that entire thread, just him getting ripped apart. It was. I was like, damn, you really hate to see it because I fucks with God, but it's like
I don't,
motherfuckers got to learn one way or another, man.
I don't hate to see it. I love to see ignorance get chewed up and spit out a
Yeah,
lot
I do
because
too, but it's like it be the ones that you actually fucks with sometimes, like even like damn, you look like an asshole right now, so it's like you got to learn. You have to learn.
education and knowledge has no picks. Best friend or not. You want to be ignorant? You want to be ignorant? Carlos, I love you to death. But if you said some really ignorant stuff online and somebody was tearing your ass alive, I would not help you. Like, nigga,
I
you're going to learn
deserve
this
it,
the hard way.
but luckily for you, I am an agent of good faith. Well, not good faith, but not a good Samaritan either. But I am an agent of good. And it's like, you're not going to catch me saying anything that's problematic enough for me to get canceled. I'll say that. Like, I'll say some shit that, like, make people go, Los, you're wildin'. But that's as far as I go. Why? Because I knows better. I know right from wrong. I live on right from wrong. I know the honorable thing. I know what's the dishonorable thing to do and say. Problem is that a lot of people don't. And they show their naked asses daily doing so. So it's like people, were commenting, with personal anecdotes of like COVID, like their grandparents are dying from it. Uh, people that they're close to, they got sick. Somebody's father got sick from it. Like it, it's real. So then, not only that, but a couple of friends of mine are actual, doctors uh, that are up against that shit, nurses that are up against that shit, um, scientists that are researching the vaccine for that shit. They all hopped on and jumped in his shit. And it's like, you have to learn. I didn't even say a fucking word other than my condolences to the person whose grandmother passed from.
Yeah.
Like they gotta learn. And
I've known a couple of people in my nursing home that I was working at before it shut down that passed from it. So, oh, it's real. It's
oh
definitely real. It's really, really real.
we'll expound further after the AKs because well, Drew Brees live via satellite. It is Gorilla Game Podcast. I am your empathetic yet foul mouth half of this show. Gaithersburg's favorite son, young raspy god, Carlos Crawford, aka being called the flamboyant F word on national television.
What?
The flamboyant F word, where Bret Hart called him. And then they did the look of like, regardless, you should be ashamed of yourselves for saying that.
Oh, I'm no queer. That's what Triple H said. Oh, he said it.
Oh, it's true. That happened.
You're nothing but a homo. The guy next to you's a homo.
All that happened. Problematic time, the 90s for WWE. AKA Thick Flair. Did you hear about the champ? He beat up Busty Rhodes. AKA Snack Miller. I'm watching movies with the sound off. In the dark, my shadow colder than the groundhog. So I'm eating Chinese food with the brown sauce. Fuck bitches, nothing but a hound dog. AKA Gelato Graham. Every person on our undefeated team, aside from Doobie Adams and Tucker Joint, were black. And I actually talked to Dutch Johnson the other day, and he's absolutely glad Doob and Tuck understands the fight. Let's see what I did there. AKA Haystack West. So what did you boys see? If we're being honest, mama, we're just going to need cover. You could all join us if you want, but Moose and I have taken out a bear before. What's a gang settlement of 15 men? Let the fucking bear go already. Fuck you. Watch your mouths. Only in front of you. Take Haas with you. And keep an eye on him. Am I not my brother's keeper, mama? I was talking to Haas. Bruce the sheriff and I have a little scheme going on with a refinery. We're going to finish the job on that. All right. Sounds good. See you later. Moose, let's ride. Go ahead and introduce yourself to these fine people.
Ooh, the Red House got my eyes watering. But it's so damn good. My name is Kenneth Whitaker, aka Hendrick Soul, the original owner of the Millennial Falcon. Goddamn you, Calrissian. Like to talk all that trash, huh? Shit, long time ago. That was the wrong sound.
Fuck.
That was the wrong sound.
God damn it.
It's the Cantina music.
I forgot which one we were changing. That's why I said they're too close together.
Well, hopefully you remember where this button is.
Now I do.
Looking at Calrissian reminds me of Solo.
Ugh. Oh, shit. Here we go again.
AKA the Last Black Jedi. Do or do not, there is no try. Now you play the lightsaber sound.
Oh my God. Yeah.
AKA Ball Barley here on Inside the NBA. Me, Kenny, Ernie, and Shaq, that ass over here talk about the new rule that the NBA about to do with this playoff. I don't know why the Pelicans are even in it. The Pelicans are sorry. They're just terrible. Absolutely terrible. They shouldn't be in the tournament. Like Shaq shouldn't be at the buffet table.
We have a special guest tonight. Speaking of playoffs, I remember I took Barles out golfing and went 18 holes, and I gifted him with a $20,000 watch. He left me the fuck alone for the rest of the playoffs. You remember that, Barles?
I don't know what the hell you talking about. Who's picking the music out around here?
They asked me why I did it. I said, so you can leave me the hell alone the rest of the finals. I ain't that fat fuck anyway. Jesus, Michael Jordan's an asshole.
AKA Busted Rhodes. Get a dream hold on to it and shoot for the sky like I took out Nature Boy Ric Flair with a back on the elbow.
Nation don't recall.
Yeah, I remember. AKA Mr. Go Slick Vodka. You need a tampon? You need a tampon? I have one. I have one. Oh my goodness.
All I can think of is mercilessly.
One bottle of spermicidal lube.
I threw hands up for baby geek, yo.
Son, I am in an uproar. AKA. Woo. AKA. Nacho Man, I'm a savage. Oh, yeah. See, I've been looking outside, and I've been seeing all the things that's been happening in the world. You know, all the police beating up on black folks, but the Nacho Man doesn't beat up on black folks. He beats up on anybody that was a challenge the Nacho Man get. So, Gene, whenever someone wants to step in the ring with the Nacho Man, whether they're black, white, pink, blue, yellow, orange, or green, the Nacho Man always got something mean off the top rope. I'm just not a middle rope guy, I always have to make sure that the elbow is primed and ready to go. And sometimes when I sit down and think about what I really need to do to somebody, Mean Gene, I feel like taking their head like this, Mean Gene. Batter up, Mean Gene. Oh,
my word.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nacho Man, I'm a Savage, live from the picket line.
I never played baseball yet.
Back to you, Gorilla.
He did play baseball. Macho Man actually did play baseball.
I didn't know that. But
yeah, it was in the movie. In this movie. And they're very sexual. They're very tight.
Very tight, yes.
Austin Powers Faja.
Wait, it's Faja?
Dad is Faja. Let me show you my giant laser. Mini-me. Stop pumping the laser. I want you in the giant laser get a room for gosh sakes. Oh yeah, bro. AKA this black man. Now last week, that son of a bitch, Austin, came out here and ruined everything for me. And you people sat back and laughed as Austin proceeded to punch me in the head over and over again. Not this week. God damn it, someone stop him! He better not get down here! Where are you?
What?
Damn it, Austin!
What?
You're not supposed to be!
What?
I'm your boss!
What? What? What?
Shut up! Shut up, damn it! Shut up!
You come out here, you talk your little trash. What? You know what's gonna happen next, son?
I will fire your ass.
Well, you better like that match then, you son of a bitch. Oh, man.
We are back. I don't know how much more of these stunners I'm going to sell. My back's starting to hurt and falling on this bench.
Yeah, I figured. You know, like how are you holding up after selling all these stunners?
I feel like
It's
I've been
very
taking years, bro.
takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, I can't
Nah,
keep it.
you heard about your man's Drew Brees, though.
Yeah, I heard about him.
Really hate to see it.
Man, I don't think Drew is racist though, bro. I think he just was misinformed, bro. Like everybody that say that ain't always racist, bro. Like he just don't know no better, bro. And there's a lot of white people like that don't know no better. Like I can see if he was like in this so scared all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Doing something like that.
Nah,
Trying to like minimize the fact that black people are dying.
because this protest initially started in 2016. All right.
All he said was he just doesn't agree with people kneeling, and which is fine. You don't have to agree with it, but that's why they do it. You know
Nah,
what I'm
nah,
saying?
nah. You letting him off the hook because you ain't saying all that he said. All right, because he still thinks that the shit is about disrespecting the flag. We well past. We've been past that for like 2 years.
He doesn't agree with people feeling like he probably feels like that protesting is during like at that time is disrespectful. But you know what I'm saying? We got the
Well,
right
I
to do
mean,
that.
in general, they think protesting is disrespectful. That's the point. Like, so so there's that.
He was talking about he doesn't want to disrespect the flag. I mean,
Again,
the
this
flag
is
ain't respect us, but you know what I'm saying? It ain't about that.
it's never been about the flag. Then another thing that I want to point out, they want us. You know what? They have such a high regard for a piece of fabric or material or sign or symbol, but have no regard for what that flag, piece of cloth, sign, or symbol is supposed to stand for. You ever think of that?
Yeah, they got DL Hughley on CNN talking to Chris Cuomo.
That's fucking hilarious. So, I don't even have to say anything. Just that headline you gave me can't make that up,
Can't
especially
make this up.
not this timeline.
Yeah,
So
talking about the NFL. That's crazy.
that's even funnier. Two motherfuckers that aren't even NFL analysts, not even in the realm of sports, talking about the NFL. That tickles me. But
That's hilarious.
as I was saying, it, it, it absolutely baffles me. You know what I'm saying? That in the year of our Lord 2020, we have so many people still on Al Gore's internet claiming things that have already been revealed to be completely false for at least a couple of years now. At least. I'm talking about around 2018, people started to come around like, all right, this is getting a little out of hand, maybe. Or like, I kind of believe them. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe things are getting a little too out of hand with the police. And then it took what's happened in the past couple of weeks for people to go, okay, this is wrong. However, there are people that again wants to include themselves in the struggle. And again, that bothers the hell out of me. That include and that one to also be a victim. You know what I'm saying? It's like it the issue isn't about you right now. It's about black people. Whether you like that shit or not. That's what the issue is. It's about black people. So I need for you to get with the fucking program and we'll worry about everybody else when this issue is at least in the slightest, resolve. Because, as I think I said on air last week, I forget. But this issue is going to be a domino effect. Because we're not the only race that the American government and American law enforcement has held under oppression. We are just the A, largest minority, and B, the most, therefore B, the most looked at minority. Because for some odd reason, and I say that ironically, nobody pays attention to Native Americans.
Sorry, that's not.
So, like, my thing is that if we're being completely a $1.50, like, or at least two Virgils, at least, we should be focusing on the Native Americans first because they were here first. However, we are the highlight minority. So us being the highlight minority, we have to set an example on how to deal with this situation as far as the government and law enforcement goes. Whether it is aggressive or conservative, we are setting the tone and the change for America and our future right now. That's what it is. And you think of that and where we're at as far as the progress in this situation has gone. And then you turn back to this motherfucker Drew Brees having the audacity to be stuck in 2016 and complain about kneeling and disrespecting the flag. That's my point, Kenny. Like,
I get all that.
they refuse to progress. You know what I'm saying?
I get all that.
They refuse to actually do their research independently and, take the time to pay attention and take note of things.
I get all that. But at the same time, it's like Breeze has proven the fact that he ain't no racist, bro. Like, it's not like you never heard him say anything like discriminatory. You never heard him say anything crazy about black folks. He said something that was dumb and that should not have been said at this moment in time. But that don't make him a racist. I mean, we got somebody that's the damn president of the United States that is full-blown racist. At every corner, he's showing himself racist. You can count on one hand something bad that Drew Brees has done or said, and that's this one moment. I think it was a moment of ignorance, not really understanding what the protest was going on, what it was about. I don't think he's racist though.
My thing is, if you said it the first time, that shit was from the heart.
Yeah, but I think he was trying to say.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he was trying to say
anything after that is a back pedal.
I think he was trying to say along the lines of everyone as a country needs to unite, but it didn't come out that way. It came out more as like, I'll never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag. And the question was about the protests going on now. And he equated that to the flag and like talking about how would you feel if people protest during the national anthem.
And then again, above all else, fuck that flag. Because it doesn't stand for you and me, apparently. Or if it does stand for you and me, it doesn't stand for it as equally as, the privileged white person. So I don't buy it. Like, I just don't buy it. I don't buy the fact that they hide behind the propaganda for the most part. The disrespecting the flag. It's why is that such a bad thing? Like, it's unpatriotic. If we're being honest, patriotism is at this point in time a shitload of propaganda. That's what it is. And you like right now, the free thinking, think for yourself a crowd are like, this nigga spitting, but it's like it's the truth. Look at it like this, right? How come we can never forget 9/11?
Because they always bring it up.
But but all these brothers and sisters getting shot by police, it chalk it up to one bad apple of a cop.
Now that is what pisses me off.
The math just don't add up, bro. The math don't add up. The math has never added up, ever.
Now that's what makes me upset when they talking about bad apples. I'm like, bruh. Like Chris Rock said, like some jobs, everybody got to be good. Like pilots. American Airlines can't come out and say, most of our pilots like to land. We just got a few bad apples that like to crash in the mountains. Please bear with us.
A line of Buffalo police officers mowed down an old white man. And they got suspended for it.
And then had to the nerve, the audacity, the unlitigated gall to put on while there's video. Now remember, while there's video evidence, had the unlitigated gall to write on that damn police report that he tripped and fell.
First and foremost, Don Lemon tore that rhetoric to shreds. Second of all, they got suspended. All of them.
They need to get fired. All of them.
And
have their police license taken away.
The rest of I guess you say the rest of the department, I guess, resigned in solidarity, in solidarity against them being suspended for mowing down an old white dude. Son.
And then to make it worse, these niggas seen him on the ground talking about something. He leaking. Like, nigga.
Like, bro. Like, cops at this point, they don't give a fuck about the American citizen's safety. Because they look at it like it's open season on these motherfuckers now. If we're being completely honest, a cop is a motherfucker with low self-esteem that never really... Excuse me, I was burping. They never really, like, gain that confidence in themselves in life. So it's like, or not all of them. There are some cops that, ever since they were a kid, they always wanted to be a cop. And they, see all the good upstanding portions of it and they try to follow that. But at a certain point, it's going to corrupt you. So, it's like my city, I guess you could say, is lucky enough that we have a cooperative enough police department that's not gonna, agitate or fuck with us or tear gases or anything like that during the protests. And that's cool and all, but it's like, until we bridge that gap, we have it in for you because you have it in for us.
Right.
And that shouldn't be a matter of, well, if you did that, this, that, and the third. It's like, we've been murdered in every way fashionable. So it's like, you have no leg to stand on as far as what we should have or could have or would have done. So there's that. All right. Then you take the fact of the matter that we just want equality. That's all we're asking for. That's what we're so angry about, that we're treated less than equals. to this day. We're not treated like the average American citizen. And the thing that bothers me is that the people, the All Lives Matter crowd, they, want to include themselves in it in a disguise of including everyone in it. In which people that say all lives matters may sometimes get the response of, you know, right now we're focused on black people. And that's what the situation is. We're focused on the black people. You know what I'm saying? We need you to be on board with that. Because if you're not on board with that, if you're still stuck on the whole all lives matter rhetoric, it's like you're just trying to include yourself in it all. And that shit isn't cool. Plain and simple. You look like a fucking lame for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just absolutely lame as fuck for trying to include yourself in the victimizing. Well, that's a real dick move. Why would you want to be a dick in order to, like, think for yourself? That's why I think thinking for yourself is just being a dick outright, because you don't want to, actually get people to think for themselves. You want to be an asshole and cover it up as being a free thinking person. And that's my frustration with it. That makes me want to run your fate. And you know what? I've been very, very frustrated and pent up with anger as of late. And it's like it's getting to a point where I I I need to stay in the house for a little while. Cause a little while longer at least. Because yeah, nah. Like one of these days I'm gonna like bump into somebody and just snap, and
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know I'm in prison for the rest of my life because I was just angry at everything, and the right situation came across and bam, you know what I'm saying? At any rate, so uh my point is, to wrap that point up, is that we have the internet for a reason. That's why we have Google. That's why we have Bing, if you will. Hell, you could even use Ask Jeeves for the shit. But you can
Ask G.
easily,
What a throwback.
easily hop on the internet and find information as to why in the fuck exactly there are people out there rioting, going off. At this point, we're not even rioting anymore. That was like the first 2 nights. That was just it. We were not we, you and me, Kenny, but
I'm
we
sorry.
black people were rioting the first 2 nights because we were absolutely infuriated. We were
No,
fed up.
that job went for like a week, bro. But it's okay.
That was the entire week. Cool.
That job
Matter.
went for a week.
It
Whole
was
Saturday.
just the first week. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, the first week we were infuriated, so we wanted to let off some steam. However, during that weekend, we started to calm down and start doing more peaceful protests. In which, honestly, I'm I like I've said on air before, I respect, but it literally takes rioting in order for them to think, even consider about changing. That's how we got the Civil Rights Act. Rioting. You know what I'm saying? Like, we spent literally the entire civil rights era getting chased by dogs and washed out by fire hoses and so on and so forth, and beaten with billy clubs and sent to jail for being black, essentially, as we were peacefully protesting. And then literally it took a damn riot in order for them to go, okay, I got it. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to stop fucking around with these motherfuckers and show them what's what. But at this point, we're not ready, and that's the setback on it all. We weren't legitimately ready for this, and it's like, I don't want to be like Killer Mike or anything, but it's like, yeah, we probably should all register for guns since they're doing it too. You know what I'm saying? That's the point we're getting to, because these motherfuckers can't fight. It's not like they can fight, bro. Like, they can't fight because they abuse the First Amendment and use this and hide behind the Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying? So like they can't throw hands. They need guns to prove their point to people violently. They need some form of like an extension of violence. They can't use these. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fucking fact. I know that in my heart of fucking hearts because a nigga that can fight don't really need a gun to threaten you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my point. At any rate, this is a relatively quick one, if we're being honest. So, however, this week is our what if scenario episode.
Before you do that, I want to pose a question to you, quick one, and not about anything we just talked about because I'm over talking about that.
Right.
It's just done. The best SmackDown game out of these three: Just Bring It, Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain.
Shut Your Mouth is out of the question.
You don't like Shut Your Mouth at all?
Shut Your Mouth was like a foray into Here Comes the Pain. Here Comes the Pain was the most complete SmackDown game. However, Just Bring It had the open world career mode. And that's literally what's saving Just Bring It, that open world career mode. Because if you recall, I believe they didn't like have as open as a world since Just Bring It. They try to bring back the you can walk around backstage and the parking lot, and that's it.
Yeah, they did that in Shut Your Mouth.
They did it in Shut Your Mouth.
Yeah, you could go to town. You could go to Times Square and the world and all that stuff like that. The subway.
Oh well, my opinion may have changed then. Shut Your Mouth might have been the perfect mix of the two then.
Yeah, that's when they had the NWO storyline on it.
Boom! Yep, Shut Your Mouth was the best one then.
Yep, and they replaced Scott Hall with X-Pac because
Shut Your Mouth also had GMO, correct?
Shut Your Mouth did not have GMO. It had where you could get drafted to the different brand, and if you pick Stone Cold, you got to pick which brand you wanted to go to.
Oh, for the career mode?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was going to happen regardless, whenever you pick the person, because they were going to be on the show that they were on because of the time. But I like that. I like how they implemented that into the game. How Stone Cold was a free agent at the time.
Yeah.
That was cool to me. However,
just a question. Nothing to completely mull over.
No, I understand. But so this week we are doing the scenario of what if Triple H and Stephanie McMahon never got married?
I'm free.
You wouldn't spit out that Coca-Cola, you coward.
No.
So all right. If you recall, Triple H.
I'm bald-headed, not stupid.
Fair enough. So if you recall, Triple H and Stephanie were involved in a storyline back in 1999. All right. That eventually led to Triple H cheating on Chyna, whom he was dating at the time, with Stephanie.
And Trish Stratus bending over in front of Triple H. Sorry.
Oh, you're gonna hijack this again, Kenny? Kenny. Kenny, you're freezing.
No. I was scared for a second because I lost. It said reaching net, and I was like, no.
Yeah, nah, it was about to do that to us. I was about to be big sick. But
Yeah.
yeah. So eventually they broke up, leading to Stephanie and Triple H dating, leading to them getting married. What if that never happened? How does Triple H's career pan out if he's not the son-in-law of the owner of the company? Let's find out, Kenny. 2002 is where we're going to start the storyline at. Why? Because no one knows when the hell they actually made things official, so we'll just start the storyline at when Triple H comes back from that double quad injury. Fair? Cool?
Yeah.
All right. So, Trips does come back from the injury and wins the Royal Rumble. And still, because that also happens in the real life timeline. And closes WrestleMania as the undisputed championship, as the undisputed champ, beating Chris Jericho. But then he later drops the championship to the Undertaker a couple of months later.
All right.
So Triple H has no championship angle with SummerSlam around the corner. So that's a dub. In the real timeline, like in real life, Triple H was actually able to convince Vince McMahon out of having Shawn Michaels come back just to fight Vince McMahon in one match, and he goes back into retirement. And that's how we got that comeback match at SummerSlam between Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And then with that proceed to lead to the second half of Shawn Michaels' career. Shawn Michaels in the Wizards jersey, if you will. Yes.
Wait, no, because he wasn't as great as that, but he wasn't a Wizards Jordan either.
Talking in terms of career eras.
He was more like Kobe at the end of his career, Mamba Al.
Kobe only retired once.
So
It's kind of not getting the point across. Shawn Michaels retired twice. Well, actually, Michael Jordan retired thrice. So, if anything, Shawn Michaels' second act was
I would say Brett Favre, but he kind of retired 3 times too.
nah. Shawn Michaels' second half was after coming back from baseball. The SummerSlam 2002 was Shawn Michaels in the 45 jersey.
Okay, that's fine. That works.
All right. So
He definitely wasn't a Wizards Jordan. So as long as he ain't that, I don't care.
Wizards jersey Shawn was 2018
When it was over, yeah, okay.
against Undertaker and Kane.
Oh yeah.
You remember that match?
But even then, as bad as he was, he still looked better than everybody else.
That's the irony of it all. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Wizards jersey Michaels. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was. At any rate. So However, without that, family influence, we end up getting HBK versus Vince at SummerSlam, in which
God.
HBK wins and retires for good.
Oh, I thought you were talking about him versus Shawn Michaels and God.
Never happens in the timeline, Kenny.
Oh, good.
He said, well, good.
This nigga Vince booked himself to beat God. Who was that? Him? Go ahead, continue.
I think that goes to show how far he's willing to take that character. And I respect it. But sometimes they be taking that shit too far.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat God's ass. Okay.
At any rate, by the end of the year, Triple H still manages to align with Flair and wins the World Heavyweight Championship, and he rounds out the rest of the year as champion.
I say we still get Evolution, man.
Wait for it. Oh, God. A short time ago, Drew Brees posted this letter to President Trump. Oh, boy. See what I mean?
What does it say?
You know what? We'll wait till after the scenario.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, indeed. So, let's move on to 03. Eddie goes to Raw, goes from Raw to SmackDown to be a face. Challenges Triple H at WrestleMania 19 and wins.
Okay.
Triple H doesn't form Evolution.
Boo.
In turn, Randy Orton and Batista float around the mid-cards for a few years.
Terrible.
You can see that.
Uh-huh.
Goldberg comes back, takes the title off Eddie's hands, loses it to a recently unmasked Kane at Survivor Series. Yeah. Meanwhile, Trips feuds with Flair for his law because he's a loser. You know how that works, and he starts gaining heat for it. So let's move on to 2004.
Oh, shoot. They got Jamel Hill on CNN.
Oh, boy.
About to get spicy.
Do you mind if she wilds out? So, 2004, Triple H gets traded to SmackDown for The Undertaker, who ends up beating Kane at WrestleMania 20. Yes, that match at WrestleMania 20 this time around is a title match. That makes more sense. Triple H feuds with Lesnar, leading to Triple H beating Lesnar at WrestleMania for the championship because Lesnar was leaving that year. Mm-hmm. JBL never becomes champion. Thank God. Triple H almost carries out the year as champ, and the run is fun because stars are actually given more opportunities, which is quite ironic when you think about it. However, Cena beats Triple H at the end of the year in December, in which Cena turns heel because of it. Moving on, 2005, Cena and Trips feud until WrestleMania. Cena stays champion, and Triple H melts down because of it and absolutely beats the hell out of Cena at the end of the match. Next night on Raw, Cena calls out Triple H. Orton answers instead. And Triple H and Orton just decides to screw with Cena for the next couple of months at least. Until Batista comes in and backs Cena. On SmackDown, Teddy Long, in Teddy Long fashion, issues a tag match.
It's gonna be a 16-man tag team match. And you, Triple H, are gonna go one-on-one with The Undertaker. Holla, 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 holla. I'm sorry. Tonight, here.
It's like throughout his entire management, he used tag matches and Undertaker to carry out his will. Like, never understood it.
You're gonna tonight, Chris Jericho, since you so bad, tonight you're going 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
Like, son, what?
It'll always work though, because
You're either going 1-on-1 with the Undertaker, you're going to be in a tag match, or you are going to be in a tag match against the Undertaker.
and tonight is gonna be
anytime Teddy Long came out to make an
tag
announcement,
match.
you knew that's how that was going to end. It's
with
like Stone
Chris
Cold
Jericho
people.
and two partners of your choosing versus the Acolytes and the Undertaker.
We laughed at those matches growing up. Now we pay to see it.
Tonight is gonna be a 37-man tag team match.
37.
Tonight we're gonna have ourselves a 28-man over the top rope tag team match. It's gonna have the Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Billy Gunn. Now it's gonna be Jesse James and X-Pac, Billy and Chuck with Rico, Bestis, and the other
Nah,
guy,
fuck no. Stop.
Potter
No.
Mike and the Undertaker.
Fuck that. Festus is where I don't lie.
We're gonna have Paris Saturn.
Wow. No.
And Eddie Guerrero against Chris Benoit.
Okay. The Radicals, go on.
Dean Malenko and the Undertaker.
Just broke the Radicals up just to put the Undertaker in a match. God damn it. God.
Tonight, Rey Mysterio, you're gonna go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. Tonight it's gonna be the team of X-Pac and the Road Dogg Jesse James against the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and the Undertaker. Holla, 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 holla. You know it's the Mac Lunatic. Come on, get it on. And he get to walk it off.
I'm crying laughing because if you go far enough back, all those matches happen. At some point in time, those fucking matches happen, dog. We might be exaggerating with the 28-man over the top rope tag team.
Not.
I don't know how that works,
boy. That don't
everything else, all those names that you named, like all that, those were real matches. I'm sure of it.
Well, since you like to talk tough, Chuck Palumbo, you're gonna go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. Tonight is gonna be my man. Who's that? He used to manage before he was the GM. Rodney Mack. It's gonna be the team of Rodney Mack and Heidenreich against the Undertaker in a 2-on-1 handicap over the top rope elimination match.
Man, go stop.
With the special referee, myself.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
Well, tonight, Stephanie, I'm the GM of the show. So it's going to be Stephanie McMahon going 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. Tonight, we're going to have ourselves a 48-man tag team match. With every superstar on the roster going one-on-one with the Undertaker. We're gonna have ourselves a steel cage match. No. And in that cage is gonna be the one and only Ultimo Dragon going one-on-one with who? The Undertaker. Hey, my ribs. My ribs. Well, since you like to talk tough, no. Billy Kidman. No. You're gonna go one-on-one with the Undertaker. No. Stop. No more. No more. Hey, bruh. Ow. 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 Hey, bruh. Ow. It hurts to laugh. Ow. 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 Shit. Ow. Well, since you're laughing so hard, Spike Dudley. Stop. Please stop. Tonight, we're going to have the team of Reverend Devon and Spike Dudley in a handicap match against The Undertaker. Holla, 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 holla. Ow. 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 Everything hurts from work this week. Bro, he would always put The Undertaker in a match, bro. And then when Undertaker was tired, he'd be like, you're going to go one-on-one with the Great Khali. Oh, my God, no. They always put somebody against the Great Khali. Yeah, Undertaker. Hold on. It's going to be our 150-man tag team match. I don't even having 150 people on the roster. They going to bring out the cameraman, Kevin Sullivan. Oh. Riot. That's hilarious. Look. All right. Oh, shit. My ribs hurt. Ah, damn you, Kenny. You suck and you know it. Well, since you like to talk spicy and say that I suck, Carlos. You got it. We're going to put yourself in a casket match going one-on-one with The Undertaker. Or would you prefer to go one-on-one with Heidenreich? If we're being honest, I'd fuck around and like forget the memo or like completely miss the memo that has a casket match and try to bury him alive. Come in. Not much, man. Everything good? I'm recording. Sorry, you got your way. Thank you. I should go back to DC. Oh boy. He said it's gonna be the team of Snitsky. Stop it. And what's that man's name that almost put in Evolution? Hold on, cause I know I'm about to laugh after this one. What's that guy name? Mark Jindrak. Yeah. It's gonna be the team of Snitsky and Mark Jindrak against DDP and The Undertaker. Why? Just the random team of Diamond Dallas Page and The Undertaker. Why? Because that's what Teddy Long did. Mm-hmm.
Why not? I guess is the question.
Against Juventud Guerrera and the Undertaker. It's going to be the team of Conan and Perry Saturn versus Lance Storm and Dean Malenko with the special guest referee, The Undertaker. He always putting them members in the match, bro. I'm not doing this no more. I'm done.
Hold on, time out. Because Kenny, I think fucking around with you, I deleted the rest of the fucking.
Oh, you weren't finished? Oh.
I was not finished at all. and I think from my laughing fit, I fucked around and hit the delete button.
Just push undo.
How do you do that?
I don't know. It's gotta be a way to do it though. And when you figure it out, it's gonna be the team of Jillian Hall and Val Venus versus Michelle McCool and The Undertaker. But that's what Undertaker was talking to Sarah.
Okay. I got it back. Oh.
The Undertaker. Oh God, that's hilarious.
All right. Bet. So, Batista ends up turning on Cena. Not to establish evolution, but an unrelated storyline, like a one-off, I guess. Triple H and Orton dominate the tag division. Batista ends up becoming champion, beating Cena. And during this time, Trips was considered underrated at this time because of the change in events, rather than him being shoved down our throats like he was in the real timeline.
Indeed.
So let's move forward to 2006. Orton turns on Trips. Trips loses the championship in a handicap match versus Eminem.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was kind of in a rush, so I just kind of went with what.
Eminem. It's gonna be the team of Eminem. Sorry, go ahead.
Orton finally becomes a legend killer and becomes champion in the process of that. Meanwhile, on Raw, Undertaker and Edge for the championship. That angle. Triple H and Kurt Angle has an angle before Kurt Angle jump shift to TNA. Say that 5 times fast. Wow. Triple H starts feuding with RVD and Shelton Benjamin for the Intercontinental Championship, and he is actually champion by the end of the year.
Did you know Warwick Dunn was minority owner of the Falcons?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it just came up on CNN. What a time.
So 2007. Triple H feuds with Edge for the championship instead of John Cena. Edge joins Raw, starts rated RKO. Triple H brings Shawn Michaels out for one more match, beats rated RKO. However, rated RKO beats him up after the match. HBK goes back into retirement. Triple H floats around. He actually ends up beating CM Punk for the ECW championship at the end of the year because Chris Benoit doesn't show up at Night of Champions.
Oh, God.
And with that being said, Trips tries to revive the ECW.
That's when he left the door open?
Okay. 2008.
Is that when Benoit does his thing? Does Benoit still do his thing in this timeline?
Obviously. Seeing as how he didn't show up the Night of Champions.
Cool.
He said cool. Jesus. Oh my God.
Now that's not cool. Him dying's not cool. Just know what happens. It's cool.
Just stop while you're behind. 2008, CM Punk gets the title back from Triple H. Triple H goes back to SmackDown, and he's in the title pick like he was in real life at this time. He wins it one more time, beating the Big Show, defending it against Batista, Big Show, Kane, Rey Mysterio. Ends up losing it to Chris Jericho at the end of the year. We get the 2009, him and Jericho feud to WrestleMania 25. Therefore, we get no Triple H and Randy Orton feud. You know, the one where Randy Orton hears voices. That feud. Triple H ends up in a rivalry with.
The Undertaker.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. But it is a name that you did not mention. Vladimir Kozlov.
Vladimir Kozlov. Oh man, what a name! You dug deep for
What a
that
name.
one. You dug deep for that one.
Oh, yeah. So, we get a rivalry between those two on SmackDown as one of his last feuds. Chris Jericho feuds with CM Punk and loses the title. We move to 2010. Trips is part-time at this point. His last match is at WrestleMania 26 in a Hell in a Cell match, with the stipulation being career versus streak. Go ahead, Kenny. You know you want to.
Triple H is gonna go 1-on-1 in a Hell in a Cell with the Undertaker. Holla, 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 holla.
All right. That being said,
With
Triple
the
H, of course,
special guest
loses.
referee, Rodney Mack.
All right. Triple H loses and he therefore has to retire.
And
2011.
enforcer, Ernest the Cat Miller.
All right. Okay, Kenny. You can stop now.
The greatest wrestler of all time. I'm
I have
gonna whoop
turned the
somebody.
faucet off. The
I'm gonna
faucet
whoop,
is off.
gonna whoop somebody
Off.
with special guest Disco Inferno.
Alright, you bullshit. Now you're just getting all the WCW people involved. Just hijacking my idea. Alright, so by 2011, he's in the Hall of Fame and he ends up being a backstage producer. And therefore, we get no NXT. So, Kenny, let's recap.
Uh,
Triple H doesn't get married to Stephanie McMahon. Shawn never has a comeback run, per se. We get no evolution. Triple H isn't a huge star, and he misses out on plenty of title reigns. But he does win an ECW championship. Puts over talent instead of burying them, which is ironic.
you know what?
And
You know what else happens that you forgot to mention? I'll tell you after you read them off.
we get a career versus streak match against the Undertaker instead of Shawn Michaels. And ultimately no NXT.
You missed something there. You
Kenny,
missed something.
what did I
Jeff
miss?
Jarrett gets the title run.
Kenny, I'll smack you. Ow. Oh my God. Kenny, I hate you.
Tonight
Oh.
is gonna be
Oh God, no.
Jimmy Wang Yang
Stop it. No.
and
No,
Jay
you're
and
not.
Noble in a 2-on-1 handicap match against The Undertaker.
Oh my God, I hate this guy.
Oh man.
Ow.
Got any final thoughts?
Ow. Other than my fucking ribs hurting, Kenny, because of you. You rat bastard.
Holla, 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 holla. You know, I met Billy Kidman and Tori Wilson at like Six Flags one time. I was little.
For real?
Yeah.
Tell me about it while I compose myself.
You know, just a regular autograph session. I was like, oh my God, Billy Kidman. I love you, Billy Kidman. He was I actually liked Billy Kidman as a kid.
Uh,
Why? I don't know, because he did a shooting star press, and I always wanted to flip. And Tori
uh,
Wilson was Tori Wilson. She was just fine. I'm like, God, fine, white lady.
ow, ow. I ever tell you about how I met your favorite rapper, Nick Cannon?
That ain't my favorite rapper. I just said
I was definitely
Gigolo
your favorite
was
rapper. You played
something.
Gigolo before the show 2 weeks in a row, Kenny.
It's funny. It's helping us laugh through the tough times. And
Gigolo is not helping me laugh through the tough times, Kenny.
that's your fault. Laugh at it.
Gigolo's making me laugh at you through the tough times.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want you to laugh.
Oh, shit. I don't want to laugh anymore, Kenny. My ribs hurt.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna go. It's gonna be Nick Cannon going 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
No.
Ah. Anything else? You got any no other final thought?
I do. All right. My final thought is actually a promo shoot. not a promo shoot, but a plug. That's what I'm gonna do there. Okay, here we go. My cousin Nikita Tiffany recently just dropped a new single, "Hitting Right," that's available on Spotify and iTunes. My man's Esco, his apparel line "Come Alive," that's available now. Schlee Art, it's not black owned, but it might as well be. That's the homie. What else? Again, happy birthday, Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace. Trump is fucking wildin'. Per usual. That Black Lives Matter road, I don't buy it for real. Cause it's like there's so many Martin Luther King Jr. avenues and boulevards in America. So yeah. You're not gonna wow me with a road. Racism isn't over yet. All right, yeah. So that's my here's my actual final thought. To wrap that all up, it's going to take me a while to warm up to people trying to right their wrongs again, because again, like I said earlier in the episode, you what you say the first time was from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And I can't trust you if what you said is is detrimental to the message that's being sent out regarding me and people like me. So when I, see cops kneeling, that personally incenses me because it's like you're reenacting how you murdered George Floyd. And which I think that's fucked up. It took an ironic murdering to realize what the kneeling is all about. That baffles the hell out of me. but here we are. So I'm not going to immediately accept any forms of apologies regarding this. It's like, again, we all use the same Google. I shouldn't have to, argue with people back and forth because they are too comfortable with their beliefs, so comfortable with their beliefs that they're not willing to learn any new information that is detrimental to the information that they're so comfortable to. So, uh, uh, yeah, you're gonna hear from me for a while, and it may be annoying to you for a little bit, but again, it's like you have to gain my trust back, and it's going to take you guys a while because back in 2016 we were crying wolf. You know what I'm saying? To the rest of America, and I personally think that is foul, like foul as fuck to Black America. And again, it took an ironic cop killing of a black man to finally realize what Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for in the first place. It made people finally go, "Oh, that's why." When he literally, in a interview, explained exactly why he was kneeling in the first place. And this interview was a post-game interview after he did it the first time. And then he even told you that he had spoken to a Green Beret. A Green Beret, and in a way to, peacefully protest without offending anybody. And that was the concept that they came up with. We told you this, and you didn't believe us. And you further hijacked the reason why with the fact that it was disrespect to the flag because you hold that flag so near and dear to your heart, and which, again, you don't uphold the flag's principles and what it stands for. You uphold just the fabric of it, the look of it, the fact that it waves in the sky when the wind blows. That's what America is supposed to mean. No, the values behind it, togetherness, everyone is helping everyone. Everyone is getting along. There shouldn't be any, issues regarding race or gender or, transgender and the LGBTQIA community. Things like that. There shouldn't be any major disagreements like that. We all should be getting along as one, and not only getting along as one, and even if it isn't getting along as one, we're supposed to be able to respect each other's views and mind each other's fucking businesses. And that's two things that people can't do in this country anymore because when somebody states their opinion, somebody got to, well, actually, their shit. And it's a shame. It's an absolute shame. And I don't know, man. Like, it sucks. It's trash. Like I said, we want equality. And there are people out there like, what do you mean you want equality? Like, fucking what? Like, well, actually, you guys do have equality. Little do you know, we're also getting killed at an exponential rate too. Like, how? How did that? How did this turn into a dick swinging contest? Like, how? I never understood that. But it's all the matter of inclusion. They need to be included in everything. If they don't have a piece of the pie, it's bad to them. It's against them. And if it's against them, it offends them. And white people, they're easily offended because the thing about white people, I feel like, is that if they gave us, if they noted, acknowledged, and made significant changes in regards to systematic racism, education, things of that nature, affirmative action, stuff like that, in America, and actually gave black men literal, even equity, equality, they're afraid that we would do the same thing that they did to us. So they need to keep us in some type of way of oppression as to we are better than you in some degree. I don't want to sound like further like a hotep or anything like that, but that's just what my observation is. Like that, I call it like I see it, and I just see it as that. Like they think that somehow, some way, they're better than us, and I never really care for that. And even if they, don't act like they're better than us, it's like kind of condescending. That's why it's like the white people that I do fuck with, I have an appreciation for them because they understand. They see it. They are out. They are legitimate allies. They know their privilege, and they are very aware of how to use it. And they're actually out there, probably as we speak right now on this Friday evening, Kenny, protesting. That said, shout out to Nina. Shout out to Erica. Shout out to Tati. We appreciate you. Kenny, you got any final thoughts?
You said everything. So
Bring it on home then, doggy.
my name is Kenneth Whitaker, aka Hendrik Solo, the original owner of the Millennium Falcon. I fly this here ship with the best of them. I got one hand gripping the wheel.
I know where you're going with that, but
One hand
all you
gripping
all
the
you had to
wheel.
say was one hand gripping the wheel, and
Got one hand gripping the wheel, the other hand gripping your girl's thigh. AKA AKA the last great Jedi. Feel the force around you. I'm going to chop systematic oppression with my lightsaber.
yeah, I think that worked.
Yeah. AKA a ball Bogley here, looking for all the Krispy Kreme donuts before Shaq that ass eat them all.
Balls. Michael Jordan had to come out and embarrass your ass in the first act. You want to go for two?
I should have won that final.
Yeah, well, you didn't. You had to go home and tell your daughter that somebody was better than you. How's it feel, Balls? How does it really feel?
Who the hell is picking this music out around here?
Balls, tell me how his ass tastes.
No.
All right, okay. All right, I'm wrong.
Wilding out, man.
I am wilding.
AKA not your man, I'm a savage. Ooh, yeah. See, me and Gene, one of my favorite things to drink in this day and age in this quarantine, me and Gene, is a big can of Coca-Cola. Yeah. And no, I'm not talking about the Coca-Cola that we know and love. No, not the white powdery stuff. Just the brown drink, yeah. Because me and Gene, I can't go without a Coke or a Slim Jim. I always gotta keep the two with me together, Mean Gene. They're not mutually exclusive, but they're mutually inclusive. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nacho Man, I'm a Savage, live from the Coca-Cola factory in White Oak. Back to you, Bobby. Kenny. Kenny. Yo. Kenny.